Not even really sure how to start this.
Like,
What's up, Seth? Say hello to all the YouTube people.
yo, what up, guys? Make sure to smash that subscribe button.
Hit that like button. Well,
Friends.
yeah. What is it that has befallen us here
Maybe
in the shop?
I should videotape and then you could be like the personality.
Oh, we're getting it worked out in the nuances. So what we have here is a 84?
85.
85 Golf. What's gonna get turned into something that resembles a Lemons racer. Seth
Oh, hey.
bought it from a guy, said it was super awesome, number one finisher, couldn't be beat. Everybody else was super slow. So we decided to fix that. Mostly because this is probably one of the jankiest roll cages I've ever seen. I don't know, Seth, what about you? There's like
Pretty janky.
porosity in the welds. They're all just kind of boogery, snotty. Like, this is... It's not even really questionable, is what it is. It's just, it's bad. And these guys were pro racers. And the way you can tell that is we got these camber plates on here. Except they're welded all the way around, underneath, over the top, bolted vertically, so that you could push and tip your tires, if we're looking at the front of the car, this way, instead of the traditional this way. So we welded those in wrong. Right now what we're doing is we're working on removing the wiring harness, because we've decided to do... Jury is out yet on whether or not this is a good idea. Seth, why don't you tell them about our awesome idea?
Well, it was too much wires, and we don't know what they went to, so we're gonna throw them away, and then
Asterisks, we know what they go to, we just don't want them anymore.
I don't know what they go to.
And some of them are labeled.
TFM.
So we're going to delete the wiring harness, is what we're after right now. But before we bought the car, the people that we bought it from decided to make merry with this epoxy floor covering paint that you see beautifully throughout the engine compartment here. You'll also notice an abundance of it on the roll cage. None of it on the floors, which have, you can't tell in this light, but a substantial amount of rust holes, but we're going to call those lightning holes. You can kind of see it peeking through right there. So that's fun to deal with. They painted over the rubber grommets for the wiring harness and such. But what we do have is some solid bits. It's been lightened. It's got some reasonably okay rims on it with actually some pretty nice rubber. It came with just the most boatload of parts ever. There's a header there and a scrap battery, some ducting, 3 alternators. So when we install the sound system to listen to the music, because we damn sure aren't going to be fast, listen to the beats. Head, water pump. It's got this cool front splitter with some ducts on the back to direct the ducting. Some nice guy brought over probably a spare parts welder. There's the engine in all of its mundaneness. 2 transmissions. You know, just some bits. Also, it's got a fuel cell already installed. Some super not working correctly. What happened to the Zeus fastener? The jam? Maybe. There we go. You just gotta be angry at it. Spent some money on AN tubing that's run questionably. There's a vent line that goes right through the bottom of the trunk. No grommet. Don't worry about that one. There's 2 fuel pumps, but if you look at how this one's wired. Alright, so if you say that that's the pickup, goes into the fuel filter, goes into the fuel pump, and goes back into the fuel cell. It's just a circulation. It's like a nice little jacuzzi in there for all the bugs that you drowned in it. And that one goes up front. And this is a spec cage for your fuel cell. There's a fire suppression system in it. It's got a couple of things. There's expired belts, a Kirky seat that's already in it. You know, they had, when we got it, they had these all riveted shut for safety, presumably. It's got a cool quick release steering wheel, so when everything's on fire, because Volkswagen, you might have a chance to get out. Seth's getting serious over here. He's got the wire cutters out. What are you doing, Seth? Scaring the people.
Just cutting this off real quick.
Just cutting it off?
Real quick.
So, I haven't showed him the best bit. So this is originally a CIS car. I'm not a fan of CIS. I've convinced Seth that CIS is bad. No go. So what we did, or what Seth did, I'm going to blame you for this until it works out good, then I'm going to take credit for it, is this was part of the intake manifold. Chopped that all up. Seth, being the epic runner that he was back in the heyday, has these aluminum batons. And we're going to let you marinate on what we're going to do with that stuff for a later video. Any closing words of wisdom, Seth?
Be sure to subscribe and tell your friends. Hit that like button.
More videos to follow.